Hi.
Hola.
Hi, hier ist Mr. Döse.
This is Michael Bradley.
Hey, I'm Memphis.
Hey.
Hola. Hello.
I'm here with soccer.com.
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 And I'm talking with my friends soccer.com.
See you soon.
Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the limited edition EA Sports Nike Mercurial Superfly 5. Now I'm showing you the box because it is particularly fancy. You can see it's got this kind of holographic effect to it. It has the Mercurial logo for this particular shoe, which starts off normal and then turns 8-bit towards the end, which I think is a cool little detail. You have the 8-bit Nike swoosh there on the one side. And I'll give you guys a look at the front as well, where of course you have the standard label, the Nike football logo, and of course the EA Sports logo. Open up the box, and on the inside, it's pretty much all black in color. Included with the shoes is this black string bag. You can see that it does have kind of an interesting 8-bit type graphic there. You got the Mercurial logo one more time, and then the 8-bit Nike swoosh there on the front. It's black on black, but the parts that you can actually see are kind of like shiny black with some sparkle to it. So it's kind of a cool, interesting effect. And on the back, you're gonna find the EA Sports logo there in the middle, as well as a Nike swoosh right there at the bottom. Other than that, all you're gonna find inside the box, as you can see, are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at the shoes themselves. So this is the very limited EA Sports Nike Mercurial Superfly 5. For those that are wondering, this shoe is already sold out. I did manage to get a pair. They were limited to 1,500 pairs worldwide. They sold out pretty much instantly everywhere that they were released. And again, if you are looking to get a pair at this point in time, eBay would be your best bet, buying them from somebody who is reselling them, but expect to pay over the normal retail price, which was already pretty steep at $350 US. So of course, in today's video, we are going to take a detailed look at the shoe itself, because there are quite a few little details specific to this limited edition colorway. We're going to take a look at the tech specs, we're going to take a look at the weight, as well as how they look, fit, and feel on feet. So if you are interested in learning more, stick around and watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair, again, eBay is your best bet. You can check out the review page on my website, which will be the first link down below, and there'll also be a little pop-up on screen. You'll find the high quality images that I took of this specific pair. That'll give you a better idea as to how they look in person, and I will leave a link to eBay as well. So again, if you're interested, be sure to go ahead and check that out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. Let's start things off by taking a closer look at this very detailed colorway of the Superfly 5. Now, of course, this is a collaboration with EA Sports, which of course is the maker of the very popular FIFA video game. I'm sure pretty much everybody watching this video has played it or at least heard of it, and that's kind of the inspiration for this particular shoe, a video game inspired colorway of the Superfly 5. And with that inspiration, you can see they went for more kind of old school graphics with the 8-bit design to the swoosh, and more so the medial side of the shoe, which I have no problems with at all. It turned out really, really nice. So the Flyknit itself is multicolor in that they did kind of put on top a translucent, a clear Nike skin covering, which I think is a really cool thing. They could have kind of done the easy thing and just put all of the graphics on top of the Nike skin, but they chose not to do that. So on the lateral side here, you can see that it's pretty much solid orange towards the heel area, and then it transitions into a royal blue with more orange and some Volt yellow within the actual stripes. And then as you get to the halfway point where it's split in half, you can see that the medial side is a combination of Volt yellow and more of that royal blue, eventually transitioning into the orange towards the heel again. Now, like I mentioned, the Nike skin covering is clear, but they did print in this kind of 8-bit like graphic here with all the different squares. You got teal, pink, blue, black, white. I believe those are all the colors there, and it's kind of just spread out across the medial side of the shoe. The normal Nike swoosh on the front looks normal. It's got a white outline, and then the inside is kind of like this semi-sparkly black, which looks really cool in person. It's a detail you don't really notice online, but it is particularly noticeable in person. And then the Nike swoosh here on the medial side, you can see is kind of more of like an 8-bit design with the jagged edges made up of little squares as opposed to perfectly straight lines, which I think is just a cool little detail. You still have your regular ACC all conditions control branding there in white, And then here on the lateral side of the heel, you're going to find the Mercurial logo that, like I mentioned, starts off normal. The MER are the regular kind of fonts that you would find in the Mercurial branding. And then the CURIAL are actually in kind of more of an 8-bit squared off font, which again, a cool little detail to kind of contrast the regular Superfly and the EA Sports kind of video game inspiration of this particular colorway. The collar, as you can see, does incorporate the little bit of Volt Yellow in the stripes right here on both sides, and then does have the little kind of detailing there on the inside as well. Moving on to the back of the shoe, you are going to find the EA Sports logo in white, so they did actually put their logo on the outside of the shoe. And then you have the numbering right here. Both shoes are numbered, as you guys can see. And again, it was limited to 1,500 pairs worldwide. And kind of like the Mercurial logo, they did the regular number, the number that you actually have in regular font, and then the 1,500 is more in like an 8-bit font. So you can see that I have pair number 676 of 1,500 total pairs. Moving on to the bottom of the shoe, we have something pretty cool in that it does have this kind of oil slick-like look to it, in that it's kind of like a gold, blue, purple, green. It transitions as you move it around with the light. And similar to what you're gonna find from the chrome sole plates from a lot of the top-end Adidas shoes right now, it does come with a warning sticker letting you know that the chrome finish will flake off with use over time. So this finish will wear off. You can see they have it even on the studs, but it definitely does look very, very cool out of the box. Not sure how quickly it's going to wear away. Don't really plan on wearing these. This is more of a collector's item, but definitely a very cool looking thing, and something that I hope they include on some general release colorways, just because, like I said, it looks very, very cool. The other little detail that I thought I'd show you is the insole. It's pretty much just the standard insole mesh liner on top, orange in color, but it does have the EA Sports logo and the Nike football branding right there. The laces is another detail. They are obviously orange in color, and they have kind of like a gold, I guess, lace running through it, just has a little bit of sparkle. And then the actual lace ends, not on the tips themselves, but actually kind of towards the end. One has an actual Nike swoosh, which hopefully that'll focus. It's just having a hard time there. But there it is. One has a Nike swoosh, and then the other one actually has the EA Sports logo, which I thought was a cool little extra detail as well. So that's pretty much it as far as the colorway is concerned and all the intricate little details that they incorporated. Again, I think this is a very well executed limited edition colorway. Very cool. I think on the same level as the Black History Month Superfly 4s, which were also very cool shoes. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the performance of the Superfly 5. As far as performance is concerned, the Superfly 5 is a very, very good shoe and very popular for that reason. Now, speaking specifically on this particular colorway, despite it looking different, obviously, from a regular pair of Superflies, they aren't actually any different. It's just colorway details. The shoe itself is the same as every other general release Superfly 5 that we've seen so far. Now, of course, in today's video, we're going to go over the basic tech specs that you should know in regards to performance of this particular shoe. But if you just want more info in general, or you just want to see the shoes in action, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen to my playtest video. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. Now, the upper is obviously made from a Flyknit material, fully knitted upper, entirely one piece. You have a combination of more structured Flyknit in the parts that are covered in Nike skin, which is just a polyurethane kind of protective layer, slightly grippy as well. And then, of course, the stretchy areas of Flyknit that run across the top of the foot where the laces are, as well as the collar itself. Now, the structured area does feature their new speed rib texturing, so you have a variation in thickness of 1 millimeter to 2.5 millimeters within these kind of horizontal stripes. The texturing is very noticeable when you run your finger along the upper, not quite so noticeable on the ball, but the overall feel that you get on the ball is on the thinner side, definitely more of a barefoot sensation, but because of the knitted upper in general, there is a slightly padded kind of feedback as well, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. A lot of people who have tried the Superfly 5 really like how they feel. And again, if you're looking for kind of a thin sock-like experience in terms of how the shoe fits on your foot, wraps your foot, as well as the touch that it provides on the ball, there's a lot to like about the Superfly 5. You also have ACC all conditions control acting as a wet control element, although I would say that's definitely more of a minor feature. And then to add structure to the upper, although the upper is pretty, I guess, robust in terms of how tightly it's knit and how much material they've incorporated in such a thin upper. It does actually have some fly wire cables that run from the base of the sole into the lacing system that are kind of hidden within the rib texturing itself that really do their part when you pull the laces tight to hold your foot in place and give you that nice kind of one-to-one connected responsive sensation from the shoe. Laces run through the middle, as you can very clearly see, and then of course moving towards the back you have an internal heel counter, your mid-cut dynamic fit collar that once again offers no performance benefit. It's there more so for looks and does change the fit in the heel area ever so slightly, something I will talk about a little bit later in the video. There's no ankle support from this. It's just a stretchy piece of material that happens to cover your ankle and of course is attached to the rest of the upper. Internally you do have a synthetic leather heel liner with a decent amount of padding. Insole fully removable, mesh liner on top, and it's made from a single layer of this ortholite material that's actually quite good. And then moving on to the sole plate, this is arguably the most interesting aspect of the shoe. You have the Nike Plate sole plate, which is a special vacuum forming manufacturing process that they use that allows them to make the sole plate entirely out of one single layer of material as opposed to multiple layers. This not only decreases the weight of the shoe ever so slightly, it allows them to make the sole plate anatomically shaped. So instead of the sole plate being completely flat, there are certain parts where it kind of dips in and your foot sits in the sole plate as opposed to directly on top. Now, this is something that you definitely will notice when you put these on. It's noticeable for 20 minutes or so, but after that you get used to it pretty quickly. It's not as extreme as I know I'm kind of describing it right now, but it makes a huge difference in terms of just the shoe feeling connected to your foot. The second that you react is the second that the shoe reacts. And you sit in the sole plate as opposed to directly on top of it. So when you are making those quick changes of direction, your foot, because it's in the sole plate, isn't sliding from side to side. Whereas on a traditional flat sole plate, your foot does have that potential to just slide from side to side directly on top. So again, that is definitely a major benefit of this particular sole plate technology and something that I really like about the Superfly 5 and Vapor 11 in general, because they do feature the same exact sole plate. Stud pattern, this of course being a firm ground variation, very aggressive as you would expect, kind of typical Mercurial. If you've worn Mercurials in the past, you kind of have an idea of what to expect here, but this one in particular I would say is the most aggressive one that they've ever done, and arguably the most aggressive stud pattern currently on the market. Very good when it comes to multi-directional traction and just outright grip in pretty much every situation. So again, if you're just looking for the most aggressive stud pattern out there right now, this should be near the top of your list. In terms of weight, the Superfly 5 is nice and light, both in hand as well as on feet. Of course, I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time using this scale. Keep in mind that this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. We're going to throw them on the scale and you can see that they weigh in at a very lightweight 6.8 ounces, the equivalent of 193 grams, just under the 7 ounce mark, just under the 200 gram mark, which like I said is going to provide a nice lightweight feel on feet. And of course, because of how well this shoe fits, it wraps your foot very tightly, plus you get the extra kind of connected sensation with that Nike Plate sole plate. They really do offer a very lightweight sensation on your feet. So if that's something that you really like in a pair of shoes, you're likely going to be quite happy with the weight and just general feel of the Superfly 5. All right, so here is a look at the Superflies on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock orange laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot, I have a pair of neon yellow reflective SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description that'll take you directly there. So if you are interested, be sure to go ahead and check that out. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, the Superfly 5 is a fairly comfortable shoe out of the box. The upper is nice and flexible, but obviously it does have a very tight fit. If you don't like tight-fitting shoes, the Mercurial line in general probably isn't the best idea. The upper wraps your foot very closely, really leaving no extra space on the inside, given that you do have the proper size. The anatomically shaped Nike Plate sole plate, I just think feels really good. It kind of cups the bottom of your foot as opposed to just sitting directly on top like you normally would in a pair of shoes. So that also kind of adds to the overall locked-in sensation. The flywire cables really do their part when you pull the laces tight. And really the only quirk in regards to the fit of the shoe is the heel area, which again, with all the mid-cut shoes from Nike, it's really recommended that you take your time with the break-in process. Don't wear them straight into a game. Don't use them straight into a free kick session. Just take your time over the course of 2 or 3 hours. really slow, light movements, and you shouldn't have too many issues just getting used to the fit and just being more comfortable in general. As far as width is concerned, like I mentioned, it is a tighter fitting shoe, a very tight fitting shoe in fact. So if you have really wide feet, probably not the best option for you. And as far as stretching is concerned, these really aren't going to give all that much. So if you put them on and they just feel too tight width-wise, again, probably not the best option, but if you've worn Mercurials in the past, you're unlikely to have any issues with the fit of this particular shoe. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. All right, guys, that is it for my review of the limited edition EA Sports Nike Mercurial Superfly 5. Like I mentioned, these things are sold out everywhere at this point, but if you guys would like an eBay link or just to see the pictures of this exact pair, you can check out the review page on my website, and you can access that page by either clicking the little eye in the corner of the screen, or it'll be the very first link down below. If you have any questions at all regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comments, and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.